Could your tuition be rising next year? What unexpected changes Winthrop's second year of tuition transparency could bring to your bill? Mental health awareness grows along with the numbers of students turning to counseling, but is Winthrop keeping up with the demand? DEI policies and the current political climate didn't prevent this annual event from being held. See how Winthrop's music department commemorates Black music history.
Welcome to Hill News. I'm Jasmine Diaz.
And I'm Anne Marie Bell. Winthrop has informed students of the 2025-2026 tuition change, which will affect all students, but specifically those taking 15 or more hours.
Here's more on the campus response to this change.
And students who are enrolled 12 to 15 hours at Winthrop University are going to pay same or even a little less than last year. But it's for the students who are taking over 15 hours. So this is where the new cost structure of $467 per credit hour is going to be engaged for students who are taking over 15 hours.
This tuition structure change was immediately met with concerns from students, especially those in programs that often require semesters that exceed 15 credit hours, like those in education or in the College of Visual and Performing Arts.
Shows cost credits. So is that going to charge us more? I'm here on a scholarship and student loans. Do I want to drop out? No. But will I have to? If it costs a lot, maybe.
And students aren't the only ones raising concerns, with professors also worried about how they will lead their advisees going forward with the new structure.
If this new policy was just affecting the incoming freshmen next year, and so it's always what they're going to have, then that makes sense. They've agreed to it. They know what the policy is going into it. You've got students here who came in thinking it's one thing and now it's switching to something else. And that feels to me to be unfair.
Despite these concerns, the university has assured both faculty and students alike that this is part of a larger plan to reduce tuition overall and that all students will be provided support via the Financial Services Office here in Tillman Hall and via the Financial Aid Office just across the way.
And we're really evaluating that price point and that structure to make sure that we're doing what we need to do as an institution to be clear, transparent, that we're monitoring the scholarships and grants and debt burden of our students.
The university assures that there will be no changes to any full scholarships, but if you have any questions, reach out to financial aid.
With the possibility of student bills rising and financial aid resources stretched thin, students are forced to rethink their lifestyles. One solution that emerges is shared housing, but is this solution truly sustainable in the long run? Chloe Wache speaks to students who are balancing their dreams with economic reality.
In high school, I thought that during my higher education, I would be able to live alone and have my own studio. And then I saw the exorbitant rent prices and tuition fees. And I quickly realized that that would not be possible. So I had to choose shared housing to split all expenses like rent, electricity, and groceries.
We can feel that it's becoming a real necessity because demand keeps rising. But paradoxically, this also drives up rent prices as the size of shared apartments increase.
This issue of student housing raises a broader debate on access to education. Should rents about universities be capped, or should financial aid be increased? A necessary discussion that becomes more and more relevant as Winthrop changes policy.
Speaking of changing policy, since the decline of COVID-19 cases, the CDC has become less restrictive. But do students still feel protected? COVID-19 put the world on pause when the pandemic began in 2020. 5 years later, shifting isolation and prevention policy means students who test positive for COVID can return to class earlier than before, with isolation periods dropping from 2 weeks to as short as 24 hours fever-free. Many students don't see this move as a sign of progress, especially immunocompromised students who feel the most at risk. These students can only hope that the COVID cases continue to decline.
As students face more of these social and financial challenges, mental health awareness becomes more important than ever. As of 2021, more than 60% of college students have met the criteria of at least one mental health issue. As mental health awareness rises around the country, these students seek out educational and assistive services more and more. Winthrop saw this in action with an influx of students who sought out mental health services last year, ending with 306 students seeking counseling and beginning this year with an increase of 100 more students. However, despite this increase, some students say Winthrop's counseling services are not truly providing the help they need.
She thinks I have PTSD. She thinks I have depression. She thinks I'm autistic. She thinks I'm neurodivergent. And I'm over here like, you're telling me all of these things, which is not helping me with what I'm going through.
Winthrop Counseling Services are currently only offering same-day sessions, but if looking for off-campus counseling services, students can work with a counseling case manager to find services in the Rock Hill area or near your home. Winthrop's counseling services are located on the 3rd floor on Joines Hall and are currently hiring more staff to accommodate the growth. They encourage all students who are struggling to reach out and schedule an appointment online via the patient portal or in person.
Coming up, another spring performance takes the stage at Winthrop Theater's Antigone. But what goes on beyond the curtain? An exclusive interview with the show's director.
TikTok is back.
TikTok, Trump, and AI. How cautious should users be of AI resources and social media? All up next on Hill News.
Where are we headed? Well, I'm headed to Michael's Air Force Academy graduation. Since I'm a real ID, we'll give Michael our best. I'll just be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/Real ID or your local DMV.
Spring has sprung and Winthrop is alive with activity. Here's the buzz around campus. Burns Auditorium is finally ready for reopening after 7 years of rebuilding as music students and audiences happily return to the space and enjoy its beautiful and renewed architecture.
Winthrop welcomes over 200 disc golf teams to its International Disc Golf Course from April 2nd to the 6th for the annual Collegiate Disc Golf Championship. And the Disc Golf Championship won't be the only story of triumph on campus, with Winthrop Theater preparing to open Antigone in the Johnson Theater this week. Our Kaya Shaw gets some behind-the-scenes insight with director Brandon Dawson.
Thank you, Jasmine. How are you today, Director Brandon Dawson?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So tell me about your show, Antigone.
Antigone is a Greek tragedy about the character named Antigone. We are in a world with a new monarch in place that has come after a very demanding, climactic, terrible civil war in which both of Antigone's brothers have died. Creon has allowed one brother to be buried and has said that if the other one gets buried, whoever buries him gets put to death. Antigone makes the decision to bury that brother. And so Antigone, the play, deals with the fallout of those actions afterwards.
Right. So what are you hoping people will take away from the show?
I'm hoping people take away a new look on our world today. This play was written 2,500 years ago and deals with many of the same things that we are dealing with today. The drums of fascism pounded 2,500 years ago and they pound again today. This is a story. The title is Antigone, but this is about Creon, and the monarch of this play, the fascist of this play, a dictator of this play. What we hope to achieve with this play is presenting an awareness that the things that folks were dealing with in ancient Greece 2,500 years ago, we're dealing with those same things here in 2025 America.
Mm-hmm. So when and where is this play going to be set?
It opens April 9th and it runs through April 13th right here in Johnson Theater.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about this play?
For those that are aware of Greek tragedy, this is going to be a bit of a departure from a traditional Greek play. We don't have the big masks, we don't have togas. It's an incredibly physical, demanding, combat-heavy play, and the language really, really, really drives.
Thank you so much, Director Brandon Dawson, for talking with us about your production of Antigone. Jasmine, Anna Marie, what are your thoughts on this twist of a classic?
Something that really excites me about this production is that Creon, who's typically a male character, is actually portrayed as a female.
And this isn't the first time that Winthrop has gender bent a classic production. They did the same thing with Romeo and Juliet. They just continue to flip the script. You can get your tickets to Antigone online at Winthrop Theater's website or in person in the Johnson lobby.
Next, the conversation about the thriving arts on campus continues. See how Winthrop's music department commemorates Black musical history.
Know a veteran who needs help? Nation's Finest provides supportive services to veterans and their families who are struggling with housing-related costs. Visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
Here at Hill News, we're committed to bringing you all the information you didn't know you need. And as graduation approaches, seniors need to know how to prepare for the big day.
Graduation is one of the most important times in a college student's life. What can you do to make sure that you're organized and have a joyful experience through this time? Our Carson Byerly reports.
As colleges across the United States are preparing for graduation, Winthrop University is working to make their ceremony special. Students at Winthrop can expect an exciting ceremony that differs from many other commencement experiences.
After the ceremony is over, the platform party goes down from the stage.
and then the faculty follow, and they create a tunnel, and then all the graduates go through that tunnel. And it's a great way to hug your faculty, give them a high five, say your final goodbyes. And it's like the end of that blue line almost.
Being an Eagle is a unique experience, and alumni agree that their time at Winthrop was worthwhile.
It was to reminisce on my time at Winthrop, which was great because I loved Winthrop.
As students approach the graduation season, they are expectant and excited for a ceremony that will allow them to celebrate all the hard work they have accomplished over their college career.
Like, I put on my regalia, I think it was this weekend, like with the hat gown, hood, court, everything. And I just stood there in awe. And I was like, how cool is this? Like, I think
Winthrop University strives to make graduation an easy process and commencement a special ceremony. To our graduating class of 2025, once an Eagle, always an Eagle. For Hill News, I'm Carson Byerly.
Upcoming graduates, make sure to mark your calendars for May 8th and May 10th for this year's spring commencement ceremonies.
Graduation isn't the only big celebration on campus. What do Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, and Michael Jackson have in common? They were among the 17 Black artists honored at Winthrop's third annual Black Musical History Concert. Those who attended were showcased a string of jazz and pop performances coupled with the history behind it. Performers used their talents to entertain and inform the masses.
I came out here because, one, I wanted to see the new auditorium, and two, because my partner was playing in it.
Whether people came due to cultural event credit or to be immersed in Black culture, the goals of the music ensemble to share and celebrate Black music history were joyously achieved.
Stretching beyond Winthrop's campus, TikTok has posted about Trump's executive order, but are young Americans praising him for what he did or condemning him for being the one who took it away?
As of today, TikTok is back.
In January, a mere 24 hours after the popular video sharing app TikTok was banned from U.S. devices over concerns of national security, President Trump signed an executive order to delay the ban and allow the app to return to U.S. devices. Now, as TikTok's fate is set to return to courts this month, some Americans say they won't be able to trust the app regardless of the decision.
I haven't thought about it since. I haven't touched it since. That was rubbed me the wrong way, and I was not a fan of it.
The court's decision on TikTok's status can set a major precedent for how the media operates in the future and under this administration.
With social media technology continuing to break new ground, AI resources especially make new evolutions every day. Professors are forced to change their methods, and students are learning to cut corners. Arkai Shaw brings us more about how AI is affecting academics.
With the increased usage of student work having AI, professors like Dr. McKinney are trying to find ways to implement AI into their daily curriculum.
The potential is always there that the students are going to use it, to get out of learning. What I caution them about is I don't mind you using it. I want to see you benefit from it, but I want you to use it to help you learn, not to avoid learning.
Some students have already found a way to use AI to their benefit. Places like the Writing Center have students who are already using it to help with their essays.
Give me 10 topic ideas for this. And even if they list some and I'm like, I absolutely do not want to do that, or I don't know about that, it'll give me kind of a direction I want to go in. And then also just outlining because it's a lot of work. And, if I can make it easier, I'm going to make it easier.
Though AI is being used more ethically, there are still some students who are using it to cheat, mostly due to the stress of having good grades.
I've always struggled with writing, and I would misuse words or misuse periods, semicolons, all of that. And I just can't afford to write, spend hours writing, and then I try my hardest and get a C on the paper. I can't afford for that.
Though AI has been incredibly accepted by students and faculty, colleges like Winthrop University are still putting rules in place to discourage the usage of it. This has been Kaya Shaw, Hill News.
With this development of AI, Winthrop is set to offer a bachelor's in sciences and artificial intelligence, further showing how AI is being accommodated here at Winthrop and in the global arena. That's all today for Hill News. Be sure to follow us on all our social media channels.
And thank you for watching.